Alright, hello and welcome to a creation video. I have a creation tie on. Check out that dinosaur. Very cool. Alright. Yeah, they got the verse on it. Alright, so let's get into this. Of course, me hitting the start record key botches up whatever I use, whether it be PowerPoint or Word for whatever I'm doing. But anyhow, this is a creation topic based on ancient Chinese, and what it's more so about is, you know, ancient Chinese pictograph language type thing. It's a fascinating, absolutely fascinating topic. I don't know why I keep looking at the mic instead of the camera, but anyhow, let's dig into the details. So it's like a and I don't know how to tie a tie. It's just who needs it to be perfect? Whatever. It's just a tie. But anyhow, so this ancient Chinese pictograph language. So it's a thousands of year old language. It stems probably from the Tower of Babel. After that event. So the scattering of languages, the splitting up of languages, scattering of people, and the start of nations. And it's, yeah, pictograph language. It's pictures with meanings. So the pictures means like words and things like that. So the idea is, the rough idea is, Adam to Noah, Noah's sons to Babel, the split up there, the Genesis story, and there's all this ancient Chinese pictograph stuff has a very much interpretable Genesis story contained within it, which is absolutely fascinating that it can back it up, and yet it's totally a separate entity type thing. That's just fascinating, and I don't know how you could explain something like that. If it were, you know, I lost my thought. Whatever. But I don't know how you could, you know, counter such a thing. But anyhow, so yeah, I mean, if a thing is, so it's like a second account of Genesis. So it's like a strong evidence in verifying the Genesis account as real history, the people and events. So let me delve into a couple examples because I've been rambling on for a couple minutes now, just horribly. I don't care. If I have to do a video terrible, I'll do a video terrible. I ain't afraid to botch, mess up, whatever, do a poor video. Who cares? I'd rather make the video than not make a video at all on a good topic. So anyhow, an example is a woman amidst two trees. You know, where have we seen that picture? No pun. Actually, that is pun, but that's referencing Genesis. Eve amidst the two trees, the knowledge of good and evil, and the tree of life. So, and the thing with this pictograph, the woman amidst two trees type thing, is, you know, it may mean desire, and if you go through Genesis, there, the serpent, possessed by Satan, tempts Eve and is tricking her into it, and what he promises there is knowledge, some sort of secret knowledge being kept from them, that they could, if they ate from the tree of good and evil, of knowledge of good and evil, that they would become gods, which is totally bogus. Man cannot become a god or gods or whatever the case. That's the great lie. But anyhow, she desired knowledge, and this is what the pictograph is. A woman amidst two trees, and meaning desire. So that kind of solidifies historical Eve in the Garden of Eden and all that going down. but anyhow, I was supposed to look up the verses and I didn't. But anyhow, I can remember. So yeah, she desired knowledge and to be God. So she fell for the trick, and we're in the mess we are now. But anyhow, another example is the garden. So, man, this tie looks so weird. It looks very questionable. I'm regretting that. No, I want to wear a tie for creation videos. I'm gonna go back and forth between, I think, one tie and the next. I got 2 creation ties, so I'm gonna go back and forth from one to another. All right, but the next example is like garden. I think, yeah, garden. So there's clay. So there's pictographs within a pictograph. By just combining all of them into one image. So the word for garden, kind of has the word clay in it, mouth, man, woman, garden, boundary, border. So, and in Genesis we have, God creating a Garden of Eden, forming man of the dust or dirt or clay of the ground and breathing into him the breath of life, or whatever the case, and man became a living being. And then he took the man into the garden, and then from the man and his rib he put Adam to sleep. Have a nice nap. When you wake up, you're going to find something awful nice. And so he formed Eve while Adam was knocked out, and then he awoke, and God brought Eve unto Adam. And that's where we get the name for women of Whoa Man, because he definitely said whoa man, because just joke stuff back then. No clothes. They were innocent yet, sinless yet, until they sinned against God. Then they needed clothes and coverings for their sin, because they were guilty. But anyhow, yeah, the garden, there's clay referencing the man, mouth references the man, woman, Garden of Eden. It all fits. I don't know how you can explain these types of things. And then there was this other thing where there's like, and I think this is the last example I give, but I think the word for, I don't know if it was boat or flood. I think it was boat, in this ancient Chinese pictograph thing. So within the boat Chinese pictograph thing, there's the pictograph thing of the word for 8. So there's 8, and then there's people or mouths or whatever, and then there's vessel or ship or whatever you want to call it. So does that one sound familiar? Well, yes it does. That's another one in Genesis. That's another account in Genesis. That is the global flood account of the days of Noah. There was Noah, his wife, 2. There was his 3 sons and his 3 wives taken on board the ark. How many people? 8. 8 people. Boom. It is, compatible with the ancient Chinese pictograph. Wow. So, and the boat, God had Noah build a giant ship to house his close family and like a pair or multiple pairs of each kind of animal, which is doable. But that'll probably be a whole heck of a complicated topic. Yes and no. But it's not every, to put it short, it's not every single different type of animal. It's just kind. Like we have cats, dogs, or not cats, I meant cats, lions, tigers, whatever the case. He would only need to bring two cats, and then they get variety from there. So we're kind of covering two topics in one here. No to the rabbit trails. No. Bad rabbit trails. Bad. Alright, back to it. So, but anyhow, this ancient Chinese pictograph topic needs a whole heck of a lot more exposure. I'm aware that there's at least 3 books on it right now, and I have 2 books on it right now. So, it's a very, very, very intriguing, interesting topic. Very fascinating. I would encourage people to definitely get one of the books or 2 and study it out, because it's amazing. Absolutely an amazing read. But yeah, that was the examples. The woman amidst 2 trees, the garden, and a boat. So those are my 3 examples. And yeah, I already was getting on my next notes here. But yeah, there's like 3 books on the topic as far as I'm aware. I own 2 of them. I got to get that 3rd one. But anyhow, and I've not heard really a counter argument to this kind of topic, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. But it's just absolutely fascinating that there's the biblical account of Genesis, and you know it's so heavily enshrouded in just doubt these days when it's a historical account, and you have to take it as historical. So it's just absolutely fascinating to have this outside source that lines up with it. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. So congratulations and thank you to the ancient Chinese for preserving the account of Genesis in their language. Absolutely amazing. Well done, China. So it's perhaps one of the most fascinating evidences for the creation account, for the Bible as a whole, and for the whole Bible being true. So it's very, very fascinating. But yeah, anyhow, it back again once more, one last time. So where it would have originated is, well, let's pull it back even farther. So, the information from Adam could have gotten to Noah about the whole ordeal back then, and then Noah passed it on to his sons, and his sons at the Tower of Babel split up, and one of those descendants preserved it with the Tower of Babel thing that happened sometime after the flood, however many generations, whatever. The languages were divided up because they wouldn't spread out like God had commanded them to. They were more worried about their sin and trying to find a way to go around the judgment of God happening again, the flood, which is why they built a high tower to be too high for the waters and also to ascend themselves into heaven. That didn't work. God came down and wiped the floor with them. I'm telling you, he messed them up pretty good. But he divided them up. He forced them to divide up because they couldn't understand one another. The languages got completely divided up, and one of those groups had to have been what we're dealing with the ancient Chinese pictographs. So that's kind of how it got going, and that was the band that went to China, I guess, and founded China. So very much thank you to them for such an awesome topic and creation evidence. All right, let me just do a verse thing for the end here. I'll just throw it in here that I'm primarily going to use for my media discernment stuff, but I guess I'll use it for my creation stuff as well. I don't know, maybe. I'll think about it. But anyhow, it's Matthew 5, chapter 5, verse 16, King James Version. I generally like to use that more than any other one. It's just I love the old style type sound to it. So, let your light so shine before men that they see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Amen, amen. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for another creation topic someday, although these topics are probably get more rare as I delve into focus in on other areas of the channel. But I still want to do these good topics to be a good influence on folks and all that. So anyhow, thank you very much. Stay tuned for more someday. I will see you up ahead. Take it cool.